The national men's basketball team has been playing tune-up games over the past 2 weeks. Despite the amount of talent on the team, there have been a couple close calls, with one newspaper stating that the U.S. edged Germany. Well, that's one way to stop them from finishing in the paint. Welcome to the Moonstam Cast. I am Jordan. This is my ever-besting co-host, Brian. Brian, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Good intro, dude. Great start.
Thank you. For a little background, I told Brian, hey, I wrote jokes to start this week. And this is a second attempt at the start. So welcome. We now are doing monologues, so call us SNL.
Do I have to come up one for next week?
I mean, you can if you want. It was just me having a little bit of fun because I was like, why not try something out? We have our Yu-Gi-Oh moment of the week. And we talk about Joe Burrow again. We'll have like a burrowing segment each week. So it really just depends on what we're doing.
3 episodes in, we've got segments. I love it.
I mean, that's kind of the only way to get people to listen, I think. I don't know. Who cares? Well, Brian, how are you doing? I don't think I asked.
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I got back from vacation. It was a pain in the ass to wake up today and go to work, but I am home and I'm ready to have a wonderful conversation with my dear friend.
Wonderful. Well, let's get started this week. I think I'll save because you asked me last week to have my NFL divisional breakdown. I think I'll save that towards the end just because
we can do that last.
That's why I'm wearing my St. Louis Rams Kurt Warner shirt that I found somewhere. But I want to ask you, so right now the trade deadline is July 30th. The Astros are in need of some things. What do you think they're actually in need of, and what do you think they can do to fix it?
Starting pitching. The other big thing I see that people want is first base, and people are pointing a lot towards Christian Walker, but I don't know if he's going to be available. The Diamondbacks made the World Series last year. I don't have in front of me exactly how they're doing this year, but if people are saying that they're going to be sellers at the deadline, they're probably not doing well. But I feel like for Christian Walker or the other first baseman, Guerrero, we'd have to give up a good amount, and they're both 1-year rentals, I believe. And I love John Singleton. He's batting just over 200. That's fine in the 8th spot. If you want to go look that up real quick, but I'm fine with Singleton. He's proven himself to be, he's not going to be an all-star, but I don't know if we have to give up our entire farm system for a 1-year rental, especially because if we don't have pitching behind it, I don't know if we're going to go win this thing.
So he's hitting 231 right now, which
I'll take it.
I mean, given the way he's been playing, the way he was playing beforehand, I have no problem with that.
I'll take it. He is as an 8th or 9th hitter. I will. Yeah, absolutely. I will take 230 out of him.
So I saw a story yesterday about us possibly going for Yandy Diaz of the Tampa Bay Rays. And if we went for him, the theory and kind of thought is that we wouldn't have to give up a ton from our farm system, because I'm vaguely worried about our farm system, given that it's not ranked very highly. I don't trust the people in charge anymore to perpetuate a solid farm system like we've had in the past. But we wouldn't have to give up a ton, but we take on a large majority of his contract, which
I'm not worried about money. It's not my money.
I mean, it's not your money. Well, I mean, we are close to the theoretical cap, or I think in
the luxury tax.
Yeah, luxury tax. We're close to that, which I don't hate. I'm fine. I mean, it's not my money, so I don't care. I can say whatever I want. So I saw Pete Alonso's name thrown out there. I don't know if we want to bring a cursed player to the team. I imagine all the Mets are cursed.
He cares more about the home run derby than he cares about anything else. So no thank you. I mean, plus the Mets aren't necessarily selling. The Mets have caught fire. They're kind of the NL Houston Astros. For the past I think they've won 30 of their last 45 or something like that. They've turned their season around. So I don't know if they're going to sell. And even New York loves their names, and so to get a name out of New York, it will cost a lot, even more it probably would than for Vladimir or for Christian Walker.
Yeah, I mean, they are using black magic to win now with the indication or indentation of Grimace, or they're using Grimace. But yeah, I don't think Pete Alonso comes here in any capacity. I don't think I'd want him in here either. from what I'm seeing, Yandy Diaz is the most likely, but I don't. Dana Brown was on some radio show yesterday, and I don't remember seeing him or hearing him talk about first base at all. He really only talked about starting pitcher.
Okay, thank you. That's what I want. I'm not really worried about our bullpen anymore, to be honest. The three enders, the 7th, 8, 9, Abreu, Presley, and Hader, they've turned it completely around. So I'm not worried about 7, 8, 9. Maybe middle relief, if maybe a middle reliever for real cheap. But I'm worried about starting pitching first and foremost.
I mean, I don't think we need. I think if we're going to go into the trade deadline looking for some pitching, I'd rather just look for starting pitcher and not worry about the relief. Because, I mean, theoretically, if you have a good starting pitcher, you won't need that middle relief. But I'm not Joe Espada in the situation. There have been a lot of I went and looked up last night all the connections we have. We have, Garrett Croquette from the White Sox. There's Tarek Skubal from Detroit. There's Eric Fed from the White Sox. Tyler Anderson from the Angels. And then we have Yusei Kikuchi from Toronto, but I don't want him in any sense because his ERA is like 6-something. And that's the last thing we need.
I mean, it depends what we give up for him.
Yeah, well, so I don't want to give up any. This is just Jordan future casting. I'd rather not give up any of the farm because I'm worried about what's coming up. Because again, I don't particularly trust this organization right now after the shakeup that happened in 2022 to come through with good picks anymore. I don't know their criteria. I mean, you have Bagwell going around talking about how we use analytics too much, which again, I think I've said in blogs and on this podcast, I love Moneyball. I will die for analytics. I go on baseball. Like I was looking up Chas McCormick because there have been some calls for him to be replaced.
Oh, okay, perfect. That leads into the question I wanted to ask you. Chas McCormick, Jake Myers, who are you keeping? Who are you trading right now?
Myers over McCormick. The reason I don't like McCormick anymore is because of the slump. So he's slumped in both batting and fielding. I kind of thinking about it. I didn't know if it would be like a Josh Reddick situation where he was a horrible batter, but at least he could field really well out there in the outfield. Chas, I looked up advanced stats because I didn't want to just rely on what I've seen because I feel like every time I see Chas playing, it's like, wow, what a catch. I looked up his advanced fielding stats. He's fallen off significantly from the past year to the point where he went from pretty good to like almost average below average. So in theory, it's not worth the money we're paying him or for us to keep him around. When he can't bat, he's not a fielder. Joe Espada seems to not trust him anymore because he takes him out almost every game where he's basically a part-timer. So in theory, I'd rather keep Jake Myers around. Well, who would you rather keep?
Jake Myers, not close.
Yeah.
Jake Myers has found his bat this year. This has been Jake Myers' come out party. We've been waiting for this Jake Myers for a while. There are Jake Myers truthers out there that are completely vindicated. I am the opposite. I was very much against Jake Myers. I was tired of the experiment. I got very sick and tired of his shit, and he has shoved it down my throat this entire season. I don't know if he's going to win a Gold Glove, but he's going to finish up there. He'll finish as a finalist. And like I said, his bat's come alive. He's still young too. So I'd say ride with Jake. And if we can use Chas, as much as I love the guy, that catch in Philly will go down in Houston Astros history and Houston sports history. But if we can use Chas to get as a trade package to get what we need in starting pitching, then I love you, man, but thank you for your services. I hope nothing but the best. I hope you will become a 350 career batting average, 40 home runs a season career player to prove us all wrong. But it's time to pack it in.
You've heard it to and on. Get ready for JMUltra, a new conspiracy theory for Jake Myers. No, but Chaz, thank you for your service, Chaz. The catch in 2022 was beyond belief. It went down in Astros history as a great picture, as a great catch. But yeah, it's time to move on. Theoretically, I'd love to see if he can get it back together maybe next season, but I don't. As a professional organization, it's just not worth keeping someone around who's clearly lost his way.
I agree.
Anything else you think of the Astros at the moment? Anything else you think they need? We've hit the big three, it seems.
We're real quick on the on the Astros overall. Oakland just has our number. Yeah, I don't know what it is. We just shit the bed. I mean, we beat them. I think it was 9-8-1 today. But I think they're up on the season, and we just shit the bed every time we go out there. People are saying it's Mariners and Astros neck and neck. Let's not fucking forget the Rangers. As much as that hurts to say, they're 3 games back right now. And I said this in our chat. I can stomach the Mariners. I can they our fans and their fans do not like each other. Those teams do not like each other. But I can stomach the Mariners. I cannot do another year of the Rangers. Plus, they're going against the narrative that I love that has been happening. It was that they're a fraud, got lucky, one and done team. I love that narrative. They're kind of pushing back on that pretty heavily. And if it's not us, I hope it's the Mariners because the Rangers are right there. The Rangers have quietly been doing what we've been doing, coming back, and they haven't been talked about as much because we've stolen the show. Just please, if it's not us, please Mariners.
My complaint about the Rangers, other than the fact that Dallas is the eternal enemy of Houston, is that they remind me a lot of Manchester City, which I know you don't watch soccer, but Manchester City is a team that's owned by a country, and the way they have become champions. I mean, they won the triple crown. I can't think of the word. They won the I want to call it triumvirate, not a word I can think of. They won 3 trophies, big trophies in the season. Mm-hmm. They won the treble. There we go. They have paid for every player. Like, they are paying for every player. They're not building players. Mm-hmm. And the Rangers very much remind me of that team. And if I want to be intellectually consistent on this path, I have to hate the Rangers for that same reason. Because in a way, they didn't build their team. Like, say what you want about the Astros. I feel like we've done a good job building our team from players who came up through our farm system or we traded for, who kind of came, like Altuve is the biggest resonance in all of this. Came from, Venezuela. We almost didn't bring him here. And now he's become like the icon of the city. Mm-hmm. Think of Kyle Tucker, think of Bregman, think of all those guys. The Rangers are just the complete opposite, and I can't stand in sports for that to happen. So I hate the Rangers. I'm afraid of them still because they're very good. They're quietly good, which is the problem. That's the one thing to worry about. They're sneaky good. So I think I said last week that I am not worried about the Astros winning the division because they just always do. But I don't want to say that out loud anymore because it scares me.
Yeah, we were running hot coattails, and now reality has set back in a little bit, and we're hopefully we are correct with our original predictions, but it's kind of head down a little bit more.
I'm hoping we pull a 2017 where we just snatched Verlander at the end, and it just all came together. Minus the other thing, but nothing happened.
What other thing?
Yeah, no, nothing happened. Nothing happened in 2017. Harvey happened. That was the thing. Yeah.
Oh, we did have a hurricane.
We did. Hey, that was the Mets used black magic with Grimace. We used black magic with hurricanes. So that's the Houston way. But yeah, that's all I think about the Astros. Any last thoughts on the Astros?
Not really. I'm excited for trade deadlines approaching fast. Excited to see where this team goes. Just stay the course, boys. That's all I'm going to ask.
Hold the line. The Olympics start this week. The open ceremony started. Technically, it's already started because I saw USA Rugby was playing some games. The Rugby Sevens was happening. But yeah, the Olympics start. I love the Olympics. I can't wait for the Olympics. I don't know if you have a favorite Olympics, the sport you'd like to watch at all.
For a long time, it was swimming. And it was partially because of I'd say majorly because of Michael Phelps.
I love wrestling. I love the wrestling aspect of it.
Wrestling's cool.
There's one guy who I am rooting for eternally. His name is Kyle Dake. He is 150, 160, somewhere in there. Pounds, that is. I can't remember kilograms. I'm an American. But Kyle Dake is a great wrestler whose biggest flaw is that the guy who's in the same weight category as him, who went to the Olympics a lot more when they were younger, probably was I don't know, best American wrestler, but at least best modern American wrestler in Jordan Burroughs. And so for the longest time, he just had to sit behind him and wait. And now Kyle Dake has made it 2 times in a row. So I'm rooting for Kyle Dake to finally win that gold because he was and still is, but was for sure a fantastic wrestler. And now it's just, he's like 34 years old, kind of getting up in age. This is kind of the last chance he has to get that gold. So the Olympics are fun. LeBron is leading the America, the nation, which is cool.
Yeah.
Good for him. The American cultural hegemony wins again. With
it is his last. It is his last Olympics, so I'm glad they're giving him the nod for how great. I mean, you could put him at 1, you could put him at 2. If you were crazy, you could put him at 3. Greatest basketball player of all time. But I'm glad that he's getting his flowers, or his flag in this case. But I'm a little nervous for Team USA.
Yeah, so I'll be honest, I didn't watch the South Sudan game. I just saw what was happening. I'm worried. I went back this past summer and watched the 92 Dream Team kind of documentaries, clips. Mm-hmm. I remember at one point, Charles Barkley was talking about, there was a guy guarding him, and he was guarding him really weirdly, and he couldn't understand why he was guarding him in that way. And then he kind of figured out as time went on throughout the game that the reason he was guarding him so weirdly was because if you looked on the sideline, that guy was trying to get a picture with Charles Barkley while guarding him, and he had his friend taking a picture on the bench. And so that there was this sense of these guys are unbeatable in 92. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of been that way a lot, but as time has gone on, I saw some stat in 92 there were 9 other NBA players they were facing off against, or 9 other NBA players in the Olympics. Now there's something like 62. So it's no longer this given that you look at the best NBA players right now. You have 2 Europeans probably in the top 4 in mm-hmm. Jokic and Luka. Maybe Giannis is probably in top 5, so we have 3. 3 and maybe top 5. So I am worried. I'd rather us not lose because the problem is we have we're kind of an old team if you think mm-hmm. about our stars are old. If you watch LeBron jump, he's clearly 40. He's great at 40, but he's clearly 40. He's no longer the 30-year-old LeBron.
That's the thing is 40-year-old LeBron is still better than 99.9% of the population and most of the NBA. But it is. It's the same with KD. It's the same with Steph. These guys are great. They're generational. They're still amazing, but they're not what they were 5-7 years ago.
I have really enjoyed watching Steph and Bron play together.
Yeah,
it's that incredible. What if of the generation. They were never going to play together probably, but it's the biggest what if where you can just tell they understand how each other. I remember Jason Williams one time was talking about the way he played as a guard was that he'd make sure that he knew how to pass to everyone on his team the way they wanted it passed to them. So if, you want to pass a certain way, he'd make sure it was passed that way to set up for the best shot. And Steph just gets that with LeBron. He just gets mm-hmm. it. They just get each other, which makes me sad that we've never really seen them play together for as long as they've been together. And they never got to see them play together in the league. But this is one last final chance for them to go and kind of show how good they really are.
Yeah.
Also, quickly on the topic, Team WNBA beating Team USA.
Yeah.
Very funny to me.
Very funny.
I think actually that's the way we should do it for every single sport. Team USA should play the All-Stars and just see who wins.
Yep. I 100% agree.
Especially if they get left
out. And that should be the team that represents us.
Yes. We should bring the Team WNBA now. So, well, sorry, what were you going to say?
I was going to transition to NFL. I forgot you had that. You wanted to bring that up. Let's start off with Burrow.
Yes. Okay. So this is our burrowing segment of the week, where we talk about Joe Burrow. I should put a soundbite for this. I am so back on the Joe Burrow train. Just so back on. I've talked about in the podcast for the past 2 weeks how I worry because he's so injury prone that, he's going to go into the season week 8 or 9, get hurt, and Bengals are going to drop off. Dude, that blonde hair, I'm so back on the train. He's rocking the Bakura blonde, and now he's ready to go. Blonde. The Bakura blonde, that's our Yu-Gi-Oh moment of the week.
God damn it. I was trying to think of a trade. I was trying to think of a card I could relate it to. Well done.
To be fair, I thought of this one yesterday, and so
boo! I had no prayer.
This is when I was spur of the moment thing, but yeah, the blonde hair. I mean, last year was the summer of Ken, pink blonde hair. Summer of Burrow's happening right now. He's ready to go because he had those like the Rumpelstiltskin hair last season, and now he's got the platinum blonde this year, which he's ready to go.
I don't think he has that hair into the season. I think he either dyes it back brown. I think this is mainly a training camp, mini camp, preseason look. But I think he goes back. But if he balls out, he might want to consider keeping it. But or at least keeping it in his back pocket. Like 3 games into the season, if they're like, or 4 games into the season, if they're like 1-3, then you change the hair. But I wish he would rock it right now.
I've always held that the shave platinum blonde is one of the cooler hairstyles, just because I don't know, it just fits. I've been thinking about doing it for years and just have never pulled the trigger. Now I'm afraid to shave my head because it might not grow back.
Fair.
But I'm with him. I'm back on the Burrow train. I've lied for the past 2 weeks. Apparently, I'm ready for the Bengals this season. But speaking of this season, Brian, where would you like to start with your picks?
Let's start out. Joe Burrow, AFC North.
Okay, perfect.
You want to go first? You want me to go first?
Sure. Do we want to just do a quick pick or a quick pick plus analyzation?
Quick pick. If you got a quick little anecdote as to why, and if we don't have the same answer, we can discuss for a little bit. Real quick before we get started, Angels beat the Mariners. We're up a game.
Take that, you idiots. The West Coast is going to get destroyed by the Yellowstone supervolcano that's about to go off. So,
hey, it's not even a competition anymore.
It's not even a competition anymore. Actually, the supervolcano has an East Coast bias, so you can tell they really like the Yankees, which upsets me.
So is it just going to be if those teams get wiped out, if those 3 teams in the AL West get wiped out, is it just going to be the Rangers and the Astros playing like 7 series to decide who wins the AL West?
But we'll have less ash in our city, so the lungs of the Astros won't be as affected.
Yes.
The thing is, the East Coast gets off scot-free in this, which annoys me.
Yeah.
So ESPN loves the supervolcano. That's their team. But yeah. So
Dodgers are in the way though. They're going to cry about Shohei.
We'll
all cry about Shohei.
Well, listen. The dirty little secret is I love Shohei and I hate the Dodgers. But
I understand.
Yeah, no, they'll probably be sad about that, but at least they'll have Aaron Judge coverage 24/7.
True.
All right, AFC North. I have the Ravens.
I have the Ravens. All right.
Yeah.
As much as I love Joe Burrow and the Bengals, I think the Ravens are the complete team. I think they shit the bed in the playoffs last year. I think they kind of regrouped in the locker room and went, that this was the team to do it. Let's go get Derrick Henry. We went away from running the ball for some fucking reason against the Chiefs, even though we were running it down their throats and beating them because we were killing clock and just go, go, go. We went away from it. Let's go get Derrick Henry, keep those wheels fresh, playoff time, Tractocito season, just run it down their throats. I like the Ravens in the AFC North.
Yeah. I mean, they brought in Derrick Henry's 30 years old, but he's still Derrick Henry. I have no worries about that. They still have the top 10 defense. They have Lamar. I have no worries about this team going back to the playoffs. If they somehow don't win the AFC North, they'll get the wild card, but they will win the AFC North.
Hey, there's a distinct possibility that we see 3 AFC North teams in the playoffs.
Are you thinking Bengals Steelers or Bengals Browns?
Bengals Browns, because that Browns, I mean, the Steelers also having a phenomenal defense. I don't trust Russell Wilson at all.
Here's my thing, Brian. I have in my notes right here. I said I will never choose the Browns because of the one.
Well, I mean, yeah.
So I actually agree with you. I don't trust Russ. I don't know what's going on in the quarterback situation in Pittsburgh, but I just can't physically choose the Browns. I hope they lose every game.
Now, if Justin Fields gets in for the Steelers, I actually like their chances more, which is weird, but
I wonder if he'll get who's going to start day one? Who knows?
I think it's going to be Russ.
I mean, it has to be Russ. He's he's the veteran with experience.
Mm-hmm. They traded for him, didn't they?
Yeah.
No. He got cut. He got cut.
Oh, yeah. That was all. It was the end of it was Jover for Russ, and then he was Barack. So that's been my vocabulary all week. I've been like, it's Jover and we're Barack. Okay, AFC North. Let's just transition. We'll say AFC South for the last in the AFC because that's our baby. Yeah. AFC West. Who do you have? This will be a very easy one.
Chiefs, but I want the Chargers. Chiefs, but please, for God's sake, Chargers, become what the team you have been supposed to become for the past 3 fucking years. Please, God's sake, keep that frog fuck out of the playoffs. He's so goddamn good. You want to know why I hate him? Is because I'm a Brady fan. I'm a Brady fan, and I'm scared of Patrick Mahomes. It's like, woo, 7 Super Bowls, untouchable. Then this fucker comes out and just kicks the door in. It's just like, oh, well, fuck me sideways. Granted, he has to win 8 because Brady does have the head-to-head, but Patrick Mahomes is so good he could do it, and the Chiefs scare me because every offseason the same shit happens. Oh, they didn't do shit. And then training camp comes along. I forgot who it was. The Bills were supposed to draft this wide receiver, the rookie wide receiver, name escapes me. They didn't take him. Chiefs were like, ours, took him, and he's just killing it at camp. And I'm just like, how does this happen every year for the past 5 years with the Chiefs? They're supposed to be done, and then they just fucking lock and load. And and Patrick Mahomes has proven that if you have a great quarterback, it doesn't matter. That is the first step to winning, is having a great quarterback. And I just, please, Chargers, save me. It's not going to happen. The Chiefs are probably going back to the Super Bowl, but God, Chargers, please.
The NFL script writers messed up because they had a successor to Brady pretty quickly. I have the Chiefs as well. They brought back almost everyone on both offense and defense, which is just incredibly annoying. I don't know. Like, that front office is just running well. Probably because they keep winning. That's probably a big one, but it's running well. I have in my notes that I will believe in the Chargers if Jim Harbaugh does something spectacular. He's going to be the rush of adrenaline they maybe need. He's a good schemer. We'll see what happens though, because that AFC West is going to be, I mean, it's like a brick. I mean, it's the North Wall in the Game of Thrones. Like, you're not supposed to ever go through it. So the whole point is that it's impossible to break. So we'll see what happens.
Real quick before we go to the next division. One good thing if the Chiefs wins, Travis Kelce is dating Taylor Swift. My fiance is a big Swiftie. Happy wife, happy life. Not the worst thing in the world, but probably not worth it in my book.
I mean, I don't want to. I just like. I wrote about this because I don't think Swifties understood why the Chiefs were getting so much hate. It's not because Taylor Swift's there. It's because they're good. And the dirty little secret of sports is that you hate dynasties. You can look back on like a Brady or like look back on the Warriors and be like, dude, but they kind of rocked. Like, that was really
they
cool.
were awesome. 5 years from now, I'm going to be like, the Chiefs were such a fun team to watch. But for now, it's just hating on the dynasty. If Travis Kelce went to any other team and Taylor Swift, just about any other team, and Taylor Swift, and they still started dating and everything, and then they go to the Super Bowl and they win it, I don't think Swifties would have to deal with why does everyone fucking hate us? Like, what did we, just because Taylor Swift? No, it has nothing to do with Taylor Swift. Was I a little tired of seeing her at every single NFL event? Yeah, but we don't hate the Chiefs because of Taylor Swift at all. It's just because it was like they've won 2 Super Bowls in the last 4 years or something like that. And then they won another, and they've been getting all this attention because arguably the most famous person in the entire world is dating one of their star players.
I think there's also hate because
and they're super cute, by the way.
Yeah. They chose the Chiefs who obviously were winning. And there are so many football fans, so many fans of sports in general. Like the Bills were having to sacrifice people to a hole in the hopes of winning, going to the Super Bowl. They got to go to like on the wild right immediately. And there are a lot of people who probably resent that because they've been around forever and they suffered forever. Like Texans fans have suffered literally forever. We had like a couple good years in there. And then, the Chiefs did destroy us that one game, which we don't talk about because that's dead. But yeah, AFC East, thoughts?
Jets, parentheses, Aaron Rodgers stays healthy. Great defense. Aaron Rodgers, even at 40 years old, phenomenal quarterback. Dolphins, Bills did not get better this offseason. Patriots in a complete rebuild. So Patriots irrelevant. Bills didn't get better. In fact, lost weapons. We have Stephon Diggs now. We'll get to that later.
Mitch Morse also left. Huh?
Dolphins, I want to believe, but as soon as playoff time comes and they have to go play somewhere cold, they implode. So maybe Dolphins, but I'm sticking with Jets if Aaron Rodgers could stay healthy.
I have Dolphins as the winners. So Jets are in my mind too big of a what if, given that I don't like Aaron Rodgers is currently seeing the half man everywhere he goes because he had a bad trip on ayahuasca. That's why he missed the first training camp because he went to figure out how to get the half man out of his mind. So I don't know what's going to happen with him this season, and I'm not joking either. That's like a legitimate thing that's happening.
Insane.
I said Dolphins only because I love Mike McDaniels. I love Mike McDaniels. I'm a big 2-and-on guy at this point. The biggest thing against the Dolphins right now in terms of offseason is that they kind of lost a lot of their offensive line pieces. The scheming of the Dolphins is so that the offensive line doesn't have to do much. And they also brought in a couple guys. I think I don't put it in my I put in my lows. They added Driscoll. That's all I had in my notes. But I don't even remember what I put there. But my hope is that they retain basically the same team, and even if they've lost those key pieces on the offensive line, they'll be able to out-scheme. Do I believe that when it gets cold or when they go to playoffs, they're going to get kind of hit? Yeah, of course. But in terms of winning the division, I really hope that they'll pull it out. The Bills are going to be second or third this season, sadly, as a Josh Allen lover. But, that's when you give up your best receiver and one of your best linemen. That's what's going to happen.
All right. AFC South, you want to save it for the end?
Let's save AFC South for the end, but I think we're going to have the same answer. So I
don't
know.
Of course.
Do you have any AFC wildcard picks quickly?
Oh, I did not write that down. I just wrote division winners.
Yeah, I don't really care. I mean, I realized I wrote down the AFC wildcard. I wrote down my second place in every single one, in every single division. So I don't think it really matters.
I'll have those picks for next week.
Okay, we'll do that. We'll do Super Bowl next week or something. We'll do college football next week. Who cares? NFC West, what are you thinking?
NFC West, 49ers. Yeah. It's the team that's just been right there. They need to get it done. This is probably the year to get it done. If it's not this year, I don't think it's ever going to happen. They're so good, man. They're so good. They just can't put it together in the final. And I don't know if it's just because Patrick Mahomes just dismantles that team in the Super Bowl the last two times, but I think they can. Oh, and then the year before that was when the Eagles went to the Super Bowl. It's because they lost everyone. So this is it. This is the last year I believe in the 49ers to be able to go do that thing. If not, they're just going to be a constantly good team, similar to they're going to be the NFC version of the Bills, which is really good, always in the playoffs, always second round or so, and bye.
I also think this is their last chance as well, or at least one of their last chances. The loss of Ayuk and Armstead may hurt them, but I don't think overall it's going to hurt them as much as
Ayuk's still there.
They lost Ayuk. Am I wrong?
Brandon Ayuk is still under contract.
Oh.
I think he was holding out.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay, I'm stupid. That's why I just never saw that. Okay. Never mind. I take back everything I said.
I mean, he's not there though. So
yeah. They're still good. I said the Rams could be competitive, but I don't. That's more just like
that depends on Matt Stafford. Yeah, if Matt Stafford's healthy, they're going to be a good team. If they're not, well, they lost Aaron Donald. That's huge. Like, there's no replacing Aaron Donald on your defense.
Yeah. That was kind of my Yeah, they could be good. I'm gonna say the NFC North for the second to last because I think it's the most interesting in terms of the NFC.
It's a fun division.
Yeah. NFC South. What do you have?
South. I have the Bucks.
Same.
I have the Bucks. I like Baker Mayfield, man. I really do. I've always rooted for him. Even not at Oklahoma. Well, I kind of liked him at Oklahoma because he was just a cocky little asshole, but like not as bad as Johnny Manziel in my book. But I Panthers, Falcons, maybe Kirk Warner coming after an Achilles tear. Not Kurt Warner. Kirk Cousins coming off an Achilles tear, and it's Falcons are going to Falcon forever. And then the Saints are a good team. Saints would be my number 2 pick. Something about the Saints, man. I just don't think they're. I just don't think they're going to put it together.
I mean, that's what I have too. I have the Bucks. They didn't really improve this offseason, but they were good last season, and the NFC South isn't. Like, I know people think Kirk Cousins coming in is going to spur on the development of the Falcons. I don't know, because an Achilles tear may hamper him. I just don't know. There's too many questions for me to go and pick them. I don't know how much I love Kirk Cousins and that offense in general, but we'll see what happens. Saints are also good, but again, I don't know what's going to happen with them. So the safe pick is the Bucks. We can reevaluate come September.
Real quick, Bucks. It's been getting talked about a lot for the past 2 years, so it's probably not the case anymore. But maybe the quietest first ballot Hall of Famer in Mike Evans.
Oh yeah,
just phenomenal. A phenomenal player. Has a ring too. Every year has had 1,000 yards. He's just a quiet first ballot Hall of Famer. Always forgotten about every year in fantasy for people that play fantasy. Every year for those that bet or hypothetically bet, take the yards because I think the past 3-4 years they've been like, this is the year he falls off, so we're going to put him at like 940 yards or something like that as the over under, and it's just like he's going to get his 1,000, so over. I think this year I don't have the lines in front of me. Oh, that'll be fun. Maybe I start bringing do a 2-minute segment on like a couple future lines I like. But quiet Hall of Famer. He's being a lot more traction, a lot more attention now that people are realizing it. But he's a phenomenal player, and I root for him. Houston product, Galveston product.
Yeah, Galveston, and I mean, as someone who doesn't love A&M, it's still a Texas product nonetheless, and I would root for any person from Texas. Every time you watch a Bucks game, you forget Mike Evans exists, and then you watch the game, and you're like, oh, he's really good. So
this is also 1,000-yard seasons, while almost guaranteed once a year he's going to get kicked out of a Saints game.
Yeah,
fighting with Lattimore, right? Is that who it is?
No,
they fucking hate each other, and they're going to box. They're going to both get kicked out, like in the first quarter, first half, and he still gets 1,000 yards every season, even though he's -1 game, sometimes -2 games.
Quickly to comp this real quickly, it's one of the reasons I love Ant, because I miss when players hated each other. Because it's nice that they kind of all like each other now, and like LeBron they're all friends. I do miss them trying to kill each other half the time. So I appreciate Mike Evans with that just like hatred. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer, first ballot Hall of Fame hater as well.
Yeah.
So good
100%.
for him. Yeah.
Also, fiance's cousin went to school with him and they know each other by name. So it's pretty cool.
Well, good. You should get some tickets. NFC East thoughts.
Eagles?
Yeah,
Washington's nothing. They're on the rise though, but they've got a lot of work to do. Giants, I don't believe in Daniel Jones. They lost their best player, Barkley, to the Eagles. Cowboys didn't fuck all this offseason. Not upset by it. They brought back old Ezekiel Elliott, where his wheels were falling off the first time he left the Cowboys, and now they brought him back in. And CeeDee Lamb's holding out. So
I also just refuse to choose Dallas for anything.
I have
here Cowboys are pretty strong coming off the season, but I can't pick them. Eagles, I'll choose them.
This is the year for Jalen Hurts. This is his make or break year.
Yeah. And
this is really his make or break year.
That's also a Houston guy. So yeah. I mean, he said in 2022 he was supporting the Astros in the World Series. So he's our guy.
An Alabama product.
Yeah.
I got the same play.
Which good for him. Because a lot of Alabama quarterbacks, Yeah, they teeter out pretty quickly.
They're not very successful in the NFL.
Rest in peace, AJ McCarron. Next, NFC North. Who do you have here? This seems like the most fun.
Sorry, real quick. I feel like we're forgetting a really big Alabama quarterback in history. So we probably won't use this for a clip because I don't want to get shit on.
No. I've already had clips in my mind and we're like, this will be good. And then there's like, when I was like, Ayuk's no longer on the 49ers. I'm just never going to put that out there.
Not using that.
Nope.
NFC North.
Yeah.
Lions, and it's not close.
Okay, cool. Same.
I don't want to say not close. The Packers are forever going to hang around.
Yeah.
Every year they will hang around. Jordan Love is a good quarterback. He is holding out, though, which, according to Big Cat, is the first player to ever hold out for money. I don't know if you listened to today's PMT.
Oh, I mean, he is. No, Deshaun Watson was the first one to ever hold out for money.
True.
Hate him for many reasons.
Terrible person.
Yeah.
Not the worst thing he's done, though.
No. Well, there are multiple things he did that were much worse. Yeah, I'm the biggest Dan Campbell believer. I broke my elbow so badly I can't play football anymore. I would go run through. I'd go get destroyed for that man. They had some defensive pickups. I'm a true. He makes his players a true believer. Jared Goff, big believer in him now. Yeah, there's my guy.
I like Jared Goff. I can't believe people forgot how good Jared Goff was. They were like, he didn't win the Super Bowl against Brady. Ship him off to the Lions. He must be a bad quarterback. Being like, he took a team to the Super Bowl. That just doesn't go away. And there was a guy at work, the other Jason Tatum hater, the guy I mentioned that you'd get along with, the guy at work. He was just like laughed in my face when I brought up that Jared Goff was like a top. I think I said top 12 quarterback, and he was like, "No way, bro, he's so ass." And then my other friend that I talk sports with a lot, him and I made eye contact, being like, "Okay, yeah, we're not going to talk about this. He just doesn't know." But I'd
rather not be associated with that guy.
He's an NBA fan, to be fair.
Okay, he doesn't know ball when it comes to Jared Goff.
But he's a big NBA. He knows his. I argue he knows the NBA more than anyone that I know.
Perfect. Never mind. I'll be associated with him. I have on here. I think I made a joke in the group chat, and I made that joke multiple times, that some GM's going to lose his job over JJ McCarthy. And I still hold to that, and that's why I don't believe in the Vikings. Bears, don't know what to believe in them. Caleb Williams, I want to believe in him. I don't know.
I think they're going to be better than people think.
Yeah, I mean, I think
they've got a good defense.
They got a defense. Keenan Allen's going to help, I think, with Caleb Williams. Packers, Jordan Love, but they have a stronger secondary. They'll probably still own the Bears, which will be funny. But I don't know what I believe. I don't know what to think about.
Rodgers passed the torch here. Jordan Love, go own the Bears.
Good.
And they do. But I fucking do not want Caleb Williams to succeed, but that's because he is a USC product, and I'm a big Notre Dame fan. That's my number one team over all across sports. But he's so fucking good. I think the Bears realize, hey, we have to stop putting our quarterbacks in shitty situations. They went out, got a great defense, got him some weapons, put Caleb Williams in a good position. I think the Bears are going to be better than expected this year, and I think next year they're going to compete for the division. But I think the Lions are the more complete team right now. Plus, they have the experience. Plus, they're hungry. They're upset about last year. They want to go back after it.
I mean, Caleb Williams is going to be put in a position where he's the number one immediately. So give him a season or two to figure it out. I don't expect great things from him this season, not because I don't think he's great, but getting a CJ Stroud out of a draft is just almost impossible.
Yeah.
Which leads me into the next point, the AFC South. I think we have the same pick pretty easily. On
Texans.
Texans all the way, baby. I think maybe the Jags are dangerous, but I won't believe it until I see it.
They look like dogs. I don't know if you heard that.
I definitely heard that, and I thought I saw the door open, and I was like, I don't know if your fiance walked in. I was like, oh, shit. But yeah, we beefed up on defense. We have Stefan Diggs now. We have Tank Dell, who I love. I'm a believer, and I'm here. D'Amico, I'm here for you. I'm all in.
I think we win this division handily. You brought up the Jaguars as a scary team. I'm going to bring up the Colts as a scary team. They did not have Anthony Richardson as their quarterback. He got injured very early on, and I think Anthony Richardson is phenomenal as a QB prospect. I am not worried about the Titans at all.
No, I mean
Jaguars scare me a little bit just because Florida team is always fuckery across sports. Florida team always equals the Heat, always equals fuckery. The Bucks always equal fuckery. Just cross sports, Florida teams equal fuckery. But I'm more worried about the Colts than anyone else. Also because the Colts historically just own our franchise.
Yeah. I will never forget the Peyton Manning where he came back.
That's why I hate Peyton Manning.
In 4 minutes. But yeah, easy. We won't talk. Titans aren't a thing. Is it Brian Callahan who's the new coach with Will Levis? I don't think it's gonna mean anything. I don't
hate Will Levis, but I don't. The team isn't there.
I like the redemption of Will Levis. I just don't. I don't think of him as an elite quarterback who can carry a team. But yeah, like you said, Anthony Richardson, he can be dangerous if he needs to be, or if he gets given the right tools. Again, I'm still waiting. I think we talked about it. The Colts kind of got this pass for so many years about Andrew Luck that I'm excited to finally see what happens when they have a quarterback they believe in.
Yeah.
But yeah, NFC South or AFC South, Texans all the way, maybe.
Yeah, 100% agree.
Well, that's everything for this week. You have anything else you want to bring up before we call this one done?
No. I think next week I'll make sure to have some do the wild card slots, and then we're gonna next week we'll have not quite Olympics talks really, because Olympics start in August 3rd, I thought, right?
No, they end they start the opening ceremony is this Friday. They better start some other things, yeah. Then
we'll do some Olympics talk. We'll start some more NFL preview. Maybe I don't think we have enough time to break down. Maybe we'll do 2 divisions, a podcast, just 5-10 minutes on each division. And start breaking down.
Next week will be the trade deadline is Tuesday. So
we'll have Astros, we'll have baseball trade deadline. So next week should be a fun show. Do you want me to pick 2 divisions real quick just to name so we're ready for next week?
Sure, let's just do it. Let's see what we want. Huh?
Let's do. You want to do the Easts, AFC East and NFC East?
Sure, why not? Let's do it.
Right.
I'm down for it.
We'll mark those down for we'll talk. We'll spend 5 to 10 minutes on each division. Thank you guys so much for listening. We love you guys. This is our 3rd episode. Feeling way more comfortable, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. Feeling way more comfortable behind the mic. Follow us on all social medias at Moonstamp Sports. Follow me on all social medias at Oric Polaris. Jordan, if you want to plug your stuff.
Yeah, don't follow me. Just follow Moonstamp Sports, please. That's where I post all the time. That's where every meme or baby video we post that I make goes on there in a personal account. So follow us there. And we're literally everywhere.
I'm going to spend the next 3 seconds talking just so I can kill a little time and then say we love you guys and we'll see you guys next time. That's basically 50 minutes on the dot.
See you guys. Bye.